afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand. Welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Tuesday, November 18, 2025, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. Having a time for change call tomorrow night, Wednesday, the 19th, after 9:15 p.m. Eastern. We're going to talk about the Earth changes. We're going to talk about the coming Ice Age. We're going to talk about land masses, volcanoes, the sun. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff there. We're also going to talk about the food spray. Attachment leads to suffering. Buddha. Basically, Buddha is the enlightened one. It's a good thing to remember, for all of us to remember, that attachment is the number one cause of suffering in this world, on this planet. Whenever we are suffering about anything on a mental, emotional, or physical level, it is certain that we are attached to some thought inside ourselves about something. Attachment, in the most raw definition, means we cannot surrender to trust and let go. We are clinging out of fear and losing the outcome we desire. We can be afraid of losing anything in life, all based on our wounding and karma from the past. And when we discover how to trust in the state of detachment, we find the spiritual state of connection and our manifesting abilities ascend to an entirely new level. Most of us don't focus on it. We don't. In fact, we don't know we don't know we practice it. Attachment is a form of poverty consciousness which stems out of feeling disconnected to our spiritual source. So you can see how the lower frequencies can manipulate and control the civilization of this planet. You want to make sure you're in a comfortable position, relaxed into your body, still as a statue, focused on your breath rising and falling. No outside distraction. Out of desperation, we attach ourselves to certain thoughts, beliefs, people, and habits, hope that a certain positive source-like feeling will manifest and bring in all the happiness and satisfaction we were missing. This approach is obviously coming from ego, that fearful, needy place which deep down is neglecting and ignoring its innate connection to the source. Ego is always desperate, always trying to make you feel secure, because it's too busy to relax into the deep, eternal, loving source that is here now. So does that make sense? It's too busy, right? And most of the people on this planet are too busy. So what are they following? Don't mind. The great cosmic joke, of course, is that the source is always right here, right now, always available to tap into. When you become free from the mind's attachment to anything, you begin feeling the infinite love and energy within this source and know exactly how easy it is to manifest any life you desire. When we are non-attached to the mind and are feeling connected to our soul, our core identity remains centered with the infinite source instead of our ego. We realize that we are the source of love, peace, empowerment. It is not found outside of us, yet from within. From this enlightened space, our ego takes a step down, simply feels grateful for life, just as it is. Then, the universe seems to hand over every wish, want, desire you have. It does this for mere joy of feeling your heart soften more, and you see the simple smile on your face become bigger. The only time surrender is not, is in the presence of ego. Love does not resist itself because there's nothing, no thing outside it to resist. Imagine, just make peace with the mind. In every moment, you will experience total bliss. Bill Walker. I'll say to the mind that, I put a big neon stop sign up and I say, you're not in charge, but if you follow me, I'll lead you to eternal peace. That's not a trick either. That's absolutely fact. So, behind every fear, anxiety, and pain, an attachment is hiding. If you are unsure where it is or what exactly you are attached to in this life, just check your body. Feeling of tension, clenching, or anxiety always appears. Then talk with that part of your body. Listen to it closely for a few minutes, and eventually you will notice a message inside the tense, tight, or contracted sensation. The more you comprehend the reason for these attachments, the easier it is to step back from them and not buy into their story. Freedom from attachment is a healing process. When you are truly free, it means you'll have tons of extra time, love, energy, to consciously manifest the life your heart really desires. The process to shift out of any attachment is this. First, to identify where it is located in the body. Breathe into the tight sensation, feel the pain, listen to its story, and let go of its story. Relax into the source beyond it all, and repeat until the tension and story are gone. It helps to remember that happiness does not depend on anything in the outer world. Yet your level of surrender to your heart connected to the source within. And the more often you practice this surrender, the less chance you will ever get attached to anything again. Every moment is an opportunity to release those hidden attachments stopping you from manifesting your dreams. Yet sometimes they are tricky to find. If you're accustomed to living with stress and tension each day, and your mind is too loud to hear what its message is for you, simply look inside yourself and ask, who is attached? Where do I feel I am lacking in my life that is causing me to be overly hooked into this particular thought, belief, assumption, or outcome? What is that missing? What is that missing part of me that desperately needs XYZ to manifest in order for me to be happy? It is vital to remember that it is always your mind that is attached and not you. You are not your mind. You are the soul, who is eternal, infinite, unbound, and cannot be attached to anything. Right? It's your mind that gets attached. It's attached to everything. The more clear we can become about what we are attached to in life and why, the more enlightened we become. When we can identify the lacking feelings we are holding on to, we stop blaming the world for how we feel and reclaim our power again. Seeing what actually is creating our need for attachment is the key to unleashing our freedom. The limiting feelings we regurgitate about ourselves are the secret gateways to forming new paradigms of being and seeing reality. We have the power within ourselves to release our blocks right now, thus attract any desired outcome in this life that we choose. We no longer need to engage in states of unnecessary suffering ever again. Every one of us, you are given the gifts of the gods. You create your reality according to your beliefs. Yours is the creative energy that makes your world. There are no limitations to the self except those you believe in. Death. So my invitation for you this week is to recognize all of your attachments each day and let them go. Breathe into your body so deeply that there is no more room for the mind to enter. Be free from the mind. Let yourself feel into the still, calm, ever-loving source that is beneath all needy feelings. Whenever you feel stuck, just ask the magic question. What am I attached to? That simple. As soon as you see it, let it go by simply making the choice to surrender to trusting in something much greater than you. Yes, this is your week to practice saying goodbye to every limiting belief that you are attached to and choose to find real freedom in your life. Reconnect with your soul, the infinite presence in you, and be free from all attachments forever. Misery does not exist in reality, but only in mere imagination. Sri Ramana Maharishi. I talk a lot about, which is key, it's essential on this planet for our progression and spiritual evolution for eons to come. And where do we begin with that? How does that happen? Every situation, properly perceived, becomes an opportunity to heal. Course in Miracles. We haven't moved into yet the essentials to raising whole, healed children. We all know that children are natural sponges. They absorb everything around them. And when you surround your child with an environment constantly overflowing with positive, lighthearted laughter and fun-loving, joyful energy, they absorb this energy and effortlessly begin to discover this natural state of healing inside. Now, if your child's environment is filled with control, stress, arguing, negativity, or disorder, they will assimilate this energy into their body and take it on as their own. Whatever we focus on, we feel, becomes and become and radiate back out into the world. It's really that simple. So it begins with us knowing who and what we are, embracing the heart mind, and watching the ego mind. And this is what we teach the children. Once we completely drop the personal agenda we have upon our child, they become the easiest beings in the world to be around. The conflict between parent and child first arises out the shoulds that the adult imposes upon them. When we loosen our grip upon our inner shouldaholic, we start to relax and can feel a deeper connection with their free soul and spirit. This gives them the space to grow, expand, be the freely creative, wild being they truly are. Children naturally are the most open, spontaneous, and creative beings you'll ever meet. They are the most receptive to change. Their minds are not stuck in the past or fixed upon a certain mindset from years of skeptical thought patterns. They are fresh, alive, and always growing up and out of their old skin and ready for what is new. This means that your child is your greatest teacher. You are the one in training, learning how to let go of the mind and truly be alive again. And naturally, children are born with the connection to spirit and feel as big and bright as this universe. The only reason we need to empower our children is because they are picking up on the small, powerless, and unconfident aspects inside ourselves. Every child is a natural, loving, healing being from birth. Yet, they are constantly duplicating whatever the big people share with them. If you want them to develop into the most profound and inspiring way, then give them the energy of timelessness, spaciousness, freedom. This is what they will give you back to the world. Need you to play the role of the mature adult who can show them how to deeply and eternally accept themselves, approve of themselves, love every part inside. And the more we show them patience, curiosity, and the willingness to learn, the more beautiful gifts they will have to give the world as they mature. Do you know how beautiful you are? I think not, my dear. For as you talk of God, I see great parades with wildly colorful bands streaming from your mind and heart, carrying wonderful and secret messages to every corner of this world. I see saints bowing in the mountains hundreds of miles away to the wonder of sounds that break into the light from your most common words, prophets. So the first essential secret that you want to bring into your child's life, your heart, child's heart and mind, is a feeling of safety, or peace, silence, It means you will have to cultivate it within yourself in order to give it to them. Spend at least a half an hour of conscious time together each day where you and your child just play, connect, be silly, daydream. Do not need to engage in any dialogue. This time is sacred bonding time on a spiritual level, where your consciousness is merged, heart is opening to higher states of acceptance. You let your consciousness become not two separate beings, but one consciousness when together. Feel into the consciousness of the children. Merge with that consciousness. You can explore this technique doing anything together. Perhaps you want to take a nap together, tell stories, read, draw, paint, make funny faces, or simply gaze into each other's eyes lying on the floor. The key is the intention that you hold, which is a willingness to listen from a deeper level to who truly being is, and what their soul is truly all about. Allow a gentle smile, soft eyes permeate your face during this experience. Reach out with your feelings and get a sense of what is happening inside their body and mind. The second essential secret is to feel into the infinite source of love within yourself. And send this flowing source of love from your heart into theirs. Imagine you are radiating a golden white light from your heart, and it is pouring all over them, flooding their entire body, breath, and heart. Breathe this golden light into every cell, bone, and fiber of their being for as long as you can. This source of energy, love, is coming from an infinite source, not your mind, so you won't feel drained after. Ask their soul if they can receive more of this loving light from you. Imagine this warm, cozy feeling is filling them up from the inside, dissipating any fears, anxiety, or heavy energy they may have picked up from you or others. Remain in eye contact as much as possible. Relax into this soul-gazing experience. Be free to giggle or laugh if needed. Yet just look with eyes of love. After you feel this light is transferred into them, lay down on the floor with them, give them a big snuggle, and tell them you love them so much. The love that you withhold in this life is the pain that you carry. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Very true statement. Many people withhold love throughout their entire life, and they experience massive amounts of pain that they carry with them by doing that. If on any level you notice that you are hoping, wishing, or demanding that your child is different than how they are being right now, you are not loving them. Love is patient, kind, and accepting others as they are. If you're always trying to improve upon your child, they will receive this message as, I'm not okay as I am, and surely develop a complex around this growing up. Of course, we really want our children to be like us and be the best human being they can be. Yet children are highly sensitive beings that simply absorb and base. They absorb the base foundational feeling or vibration that their parent is sending out. If you are coming from fear and control, that is the way they will see the entire world to be. Any demand or expectation we place upon a child is coming from a place of fear. Simply remember that love is infinitely patient, super gentle, deeply kind, does not ever expect perfection. It loves the being exactly as they are. When you apply this simple comprehension as the base foundational law for interacting with your child, within a few days or hours, you'll start to see them shift in how they relate to you. A little miracle will begin to occur as your child starts to feel it's safe to share this loving, sweet energy inside themselves with everyone. And this can engage a lifelong self-loving healing process. Every child on this planet is born with the power to be a confident, loving, empowered, whole human being. These qualities are naturally found inside of us at birth, blossom into our world when given the right nutrients. When a child comprehends that they are loved beyond comprehension, they find the power within themselves to become a totally confident, loved, and completely whole. The moment we stop throwing any fearful negative energy onto these amazing little beings, they instantly feel this shift inside. They discover on their own that this life is a great divine and safe playground to be enjoyed and explored. It's truly amazing what happens when a child meets with a deep and eternal loving source that can often come in the form of an animal or a very conscious human being. What occurs after is that they receive this energy, feel it as their own, project it onto the people around them, and then receive the feedback from the world that they are this great loving being as well. You are amazing. This year, it has been so difficult for me. I lost my job. I was feeling so blue. And the only thing that really helped me was to keep reading and listening to your messages. And they really helped me to keep stand and fighting. You meant a lot to me. I want to show you my gratitude by being in my life when I felt so lonely. I wish you the best. Again, thank you so much. Sending you a big hug. See, we begin somewhere, start somewhere. And you can see the process as things take place. We skip the crucial parts because we have not been taught them. How many of us know them? Why do you think we repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat throughout the ages? We're missing that vital part. See, when we're children, we are not really, it's not shared of who and what we are because the parents don't know who and what they are. This has been going on for a very, very, very long time. So how can you say to a child, any child, and tell them who and what they are when you don't know who and what you are? Okay? You've heard me say and share that When we are children, we are empty vessels. We will take in everything. Everything. We don't judge. We really don't complain. We are really, really, really happy until the information starts pouring in, and we become a lot like those who taught us. Isn't that amazing? And so it repeats itself. And as it repeats itself, it's not like we do this on purpose. It's just what we know. Many of us will say to the children, it's like you're sitting there saying, what the heck am I going to say to them? This is why I've always talked about the fact that it's all about you. It's all about finding out about you. We start somewhere, right? Finding out about you, all aspects of yourself, in a non-judgmental way, in a loving, kind, generous, and humble way. Moving yourself into deep, eternal gratitude. And communing with the God that you are within that body. And when we do that, we begin to blossom and expand. What happens when we have conversations with the children? Share that with them. Does that go on now? I would say it's like a speck. It's a piece of sand on a beach. Because that process continues it's a redundancy over and over and over again. And it's not about throwing religion at children. That doesn't get anywhere. It's about spirituality and sharing the fact that we are all one. And they are the greatest teachers. But most of the time we ignore them because they're so silly. Don't make sense. They don't know what they're talking about, right? How many, and this is connected to all things, how many of us have 100% confidence, 100% trust, 100% faith in ourselves and this universe? Do you think anybody does? Sustained? I mean, we all have confidence at times at something, right? 100%. There's that little voice that comes in and says, from the ego mind, causes you to just doubt for a blink. And since we're the great creators, and what we teach others will impact this planet. So having true confidence in yourself and in the dream life you desire to have, nobody else, what you want. You ever notice that when you're feeling great about yourself, you're sending out a powerful positive vibe into this world, which comes back to you in the form of amazing opportunities, more abundance, positive relationships, having self-confidence. There's like a magic wand in your pocket. You can put it out wherever you want and feel that you have the power to miraculously manifest anything you can imagine. And it happens in the course of a lifetime that our soul yearns to mature deeply within itself. To do this, it must attract a super challenging situation that will teach us to look deeper inside and find where the source of everlasting confidence comes from. Somebody will get angry at us, become disappointed in us, start neglecting, ignoring, or even physically and emotionally abuse us. Now, if we become identified with the negative experience, we can feel bad about ourselves, the world, shrink our perception of the amazing being we truly are. Now, if we continue for years to identify with the bad feelings and story around the trauma, we develop a sense of low self-esteem. And the confidence we had within ourselves will weaken. Many of us have been traumatized in our lives, which means you're not alone. Most of us have some major form of wounding we are dealing with. We all have this choice in how we embrace it or not. And this path is what leads us to healing and freedom. The path of creating more confidence in ourselves with practicing, trusting, and loving ourselves all day long, being gentle with who you are, as the more often you love you, the more valuable, lovable, and precious you feel in this world. And when you can allow yourself to feel lovable, you start respecting yourself and the gifts you have to give to this world. You feel valuable and worthy of more love. You stop thinking about how unlovable you are, or comparing yourself with others, believing that they are better than you. Now, if we continue to dwell on and focus upon our wounding, only feeling that we are lacking, needing, or feeling not enough in our lives, then we stop having time for loving, approving, and appreciating who we are. And when self-love is not happening on a daily basis, it opens the ground for the wound to fester and a lower self-confidence to root inside. If we do not establish a new perception or thinking pattern inside ourselves, we might just live our entire lives believing we are never good enough and feel as if life is one long hell ride of being dragged from the cradle to the grave. Lao Tzu made a good statement. When I let go of who I am, I become what I might be. It's good to know that there are two basic types of self-confidence we can tap into. The first is a transient state of ego confidence that will come and go, because it's based in holding on to thoughts which always come and go. The mind attempts to grip firmly onto a strong positive idea about who you are, and then you feel good about you. This strategy will work for a certain measure of time, yet eventually, I am a powerful, confident being will shift to I am weak and helpless, pathetic being. When the great cyclone of life rips through. And whenever we hold too tightly onto any idea about who we are or who we are not, we soon see that this life will challenge the strength of this idea. If our ideas about ourselves are flexible, we'll tend to bend when life attempts to break us. The limbs of the large oak tree tend to crack in a big windstorm, while the flexible bamboo tree yields to the fierce pressure and cyclone intensity. Eventually, whenever any idea is shaken, cracked, or destroyed about ourselves, the ego comes crashing down, vying and burying itself into the dark valley of insecurity and powerlessness, and then has to rebuild its inner structure again and again and again. There is no use, removing doubts one by one. If we clear one doubt, another doubt will arise, and there will be no end of doubts. But if by seeking the doubter is found to be really non-existent, then all doubts will cease. Mana Maharishi. The second type of confidence is a spiritual confidence, which has nothing to do with ideas, beliefs, identity, or ego. This level of confidence stems from a perpetual discovery of one's wonderful spiritual essence. It is an unveiling of the spiritual truth of who you are, without labels, judgment, masks, or coverings of any kind. Our true spiritual nature is tapped into an infinite source of love. And this love is deep and eternal. You naturally feel confident about life because you are feeling into the very source of love, which always abides at the core of your being. By simply feeling into your deepest core, you find this spiritual connection is there. It is a gentle relaxation, an effortless surrender to your deepest truth without words. There is a divine energy there, a conscious being who is beautiful, brilliant, and incredibly powerful. This naturally sacred being doesn't need to prove itself. Its beaming joy is self-evident. It is quiet about how amazing and boundless it is. From this space, there is nobody who needs confidence or fears that someone is lacking confidence. All you see and feel is the shining light that you are. The small, powerless shadow self instantly disappears in the essence of this bright light, leaving no sense of separation from life. And the pendulum stops swinging from feeling superior to being inferior. Perhaps the most vital piece of information that will help you remain in a state of perpetual self-confidence is that it is ridiculously easy and truly effortless to experience it. Everlasting confidence is our natural, effortless essence and is continuously radiating at the core of our being. We do not have to do anything to entice the sun to shine brighter. It is always already here, shining perfectly bright enough. The sun is a perfect example of who you are. It is always radiating its light onto this world, is naturally self-effulgent, perfectly warm to bring about life, and simply cannot be improved upon. This is exactly the way you are, the way all of us are. Take this with you. I'll join you in the meditation. I'll return to close us out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose. An easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still, relaxed into your body, focused on your breath rising and falling. How to become more rooted and grounded. Focus on the very center of your body and mind for a few minutes. Perhaps the center is your heart, or even a few inches behind your navel. Just feel into the space. It feels like it's the center of you. Now from this center, imagine roots of light shooting deep into the core of the earth. They are like tree roots that spread out in many directions. Now, relax into these roots. Connect with the core of the earth for a few minutes. Feel the roots of light are feeding your body the most essential healing nutrients it needs. From this grounded healing space, breathe deeply and let yourself relax completely inside. In this experience of relaxation, you're not striving to arrive anywhere or change anything. You're simply relaxing into the center of your being, with the center of the earth. This is where you'll find your magic, power, manifest anything you dream. Take this with you for the rest of the day, to the evening and night, and the following morning. We'll return here Wednesday, November 19, 2025, to 3:15 p.m. Eastern to continue our global guided meditation call, and after 9:15 p.m. Eastern to continue our time for change call. Gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. From the highest of the highest high, deepest to the deepest deepest, and purest to the purest purest, eternal gratitude at all times, no matter what's going on within you or outside of you. Open your heart. Allow the love, the magic, the bliss, the joy, the happiness to come flooding in.